Welcome back to Exploring Whiskeys. I'm Eric.
I'm Kevin, and today is a special episode where while we were up at the Kentucky Bourbon Festival, we didn't do a lot of filming, but one day we did bring the camera in and we tried to talk to a handful of people.
Yep.
And one of the people we ran into was O.H. Ingram. Now we've reviewed all their lineup, but actually Hank Ingram was working the booth, which is pretty cool. And so in talking to him, did a quick interview, and I got to sample the 2022 Flagship before it was coming out.
And the foolproof.
And then he had like a foolproof bottle that's not for sale at this moment, but he had a foolproof bottle underneath. We got to sample that, and that was really solid. Just a quick lead in for an interview, and we'll do that.
We've already done a lot of your history, but give us how you decided to start break off from the shipping.
Sure.
That's your family lineage to whiskey.
Well, more or less, I was in business school, and what does one do in business school but join the drinking club? And I went to a bourbon tasting as part of that. They started getting into the history of bourbon, and I'd always enjoyed bourbon. I had an interest in it.
Where'd you go to business school?
At Vanderbilt. Vanderbilt Business School, so in Nashville.
We're in Wickliffe, Kentucky.
I've always enjoyed bourbon, but I didn't know the history.
Yeah.
And they started talking about how it used to go down the river. So back in the old days, there were no roads, there were no railroads.
Right.
So if you wanted to sell your whiskey beyond just your local neighbors, you put it on a boat and send it down the river. And so our family's been in the barge business since the 40s. I grew up in the industry and said, well, why not put a barrel on a barge and see what happens? There were some hiccups because it's actually illegal to warehouse spirits on a vessel. Yeah, I did not realize that at the time of my little business school project. But what we were essentially able to argue for successfully is a barge.
So I can build a casino over a river,
right?
But I can't put whiskey
It can't move. So as long as it stays stationary and doesn't go up and down the river, because the tax man wants to know where the taxes are coming from.
Which state?
Right.
Okay.
And so, I have this nice lovely map here, right here where the Ohio River and the Mississippi come together. This is Cairo, Illinois.
Yep.
Right here in Wickliffe, in Kentucky. That's where we keep the barge. So we're actually in the process of building our second one now. So we'll have a little over 5,000 barrels this time next year.
Going to put it in the same place where you were in the first one? All right.
Yep.
I was wondering if you do a slightly different place for a different temperature and climate and all that.
Well, we have enough demand for what comes out of right here.
Good point.
So we'll see. I'm looking at some other brown spirits potentially for the future, but we want to make the bourbon a success first.
Bourbon is, again, the wheat and bourbon was raw. The Flagship, also very good. So that comes out once a year, the Flagship?
It does. It's our annual release.
Okay.
Our 22 Flagship is slated to come out here pretty soon.
Okay. Good to know. Good to know.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. Scott can't hook me up this year. So.
He might still have a few friends.
He might have. Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Sorry, Scott.
I like what you're adding to it, and you can feel like the river is doing something. It's amazing. Like you don't think, but it really is.
How'd you like to do a live review of the 22 Flagship?
I don't know how to do that. I don't know how to be on the camera
and be off the camera.
Be off the camera at the same time.
I can hold it for you.
No, that's not.
This is coming preview of our 22 Flagship.
Okay.
Annual release. It's meant to showcase our favorite barrels of the year.
But this is still do you use the low rye or high rye for MGP?
This is about a mid-rye.
Blended?
But this one's actually not MGP. This is Greensboro, or Owensboro mash, Green River.
The Green River.
This is Green River. Yeah. And so this has been on the barge for 4 years. Did have a little land aging on it, a little terra firma.
That's kind of different. That actually smells different too. Yeah. So yeah. Because the old Flagship was the high rye.
This is the same mash, just a different producer. I think the barley profile may change a little bit by a percent or two. Yeah.
No, this is nice. Not rolling that at all. There's a sweetness. There's a.
I mean, last year's Flagship was good. I think this one's better. Which is great because we've been trying to improve each year.
Like a light spice, but it's so like the sweetness. It's very
Salt. Very nice.
Yeah, you're going to find a lot more honey on this one.
Wait, hold on. That's not.
100 proof.
That's really good whiskey. That's nice. That comes out really. Like there's a lot of sweet notes. Just a hint of a spice in there, and that's really good. So why the change, or are we not allowed to talk about that?
Well, the Flagship is meant to be whatever the heck we want it to be each year. So the idea is, it's our favorite barrels of the year, and last year was more single barrel focused. This year is it's a chance for us to show off our blending abilities. So I hope that's a good thing.
That's a very good thing. That's a really good whiskey. No, I mean, he's filming, so he's probably going to need a sample.
He's probably going to need a sample.
That's solid. That's really good.
So we break the fourth wall here.
The fourth. I was just thinking that.
It's okay.
Good stuff.
We live in a Deadpool world. It's all good.
Man.
I love what you're doing. I like the experimentation. I like the fact that the river it adds something to the barrels. It really does. Because even I am not a huge rye fan.
Yeah.
But the rye 95.5 is my least favorite rye. But the barrel, being on that river, added something to it that I was just like, it's noticeably different.
Now this is a 51% rye, 45 corn.
Lower.
Yes, yeah. So it is. I like to say this was the non-rye guy's rye.
Okay.
I mean, it's almost a high.
But when you originally released it, it wasn't 95.5.
It's always
It
been
never
our,
was.
our 51.
Okay.
No, we did the white label, our straight whiskey, had 95 and 36% rye bourbon in it.
That's what it was. All right.
So, yeah. And so
the white label was my least favorite of your line.
well, I was
The
trying
rest
to,
of them were very good, but that one I was just like,
we were still figuring it out, I think. Although I would recommend revisiting it because I think
Changed a little bit?
I think it's changed a little bit, and it won double gold this year, and it was the Consumer Choice Award of the same.
added some age.
On the barge, it's actually the same age as the other stuff, but it's been whereas the other stuff
More
had,
time on barge
yeah,
versus.
it was only 18 months on the barge the first go around. This time was 3 years on the
Oh,
barge.
I'm sure that's totally different.
Totally different.
Yeah.
But it's actually the first release was 4 years old. This one's 3, and it tastes better. Because it was 4 years with only 18 months on
On barge.
Yeah.
And this is all 3 years on barge.
Exactly.
All right. I'll pull that trigger.
Yeah. Sold a bottle, Mom.
All right, good stuff.
That's perfect. All right. Thank you.
All right.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Always,
Yeah.
guys.
And then I'll tell Scott you said hi.
So that was our quick conversation. My quick conversation with Hank. Eric,
I was entertaining.
yeah, Eric. We had your brother there.
We had my brother. And
Yeah,
we
yeah.
had some friends with us.
So-
So I was entertaining.
He was over there, and while I was getting this quick little interview in. If you like little interviews like that, let us know. I'd love to hear from you.
Yeah, absolutely. And hopefully soon everyone will get to be able to try what we tried.
Yeah. The 2022. I think it comes out October.
Okay.
So it should be out now-ish.
Foolproof.
Oh, I don't know. He did that. That's probably not a. That's not a this year thing. That may be a next year thing.
First quarter of next year.
But they're expanding, so they should have.
Yep.
They should have more inventory.
So, well, and hopefully we have more to review on the show.
Absolutely.
So, well, we hope you enjoyed the review. If you did, as always, we'd love support, and we'd love you to hit that like button at the bottom of the screen.
And if you're new to the channel, subscribe. Hit the bell icon. We put out content like this twice a week or so, and we really appreciate the support.
Yep. Thanks for watching.
See you on the next episode. Cheers.
Cheers.